What is up? Welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for today's one because I am going to be explaining to you how my client Lakin lost over 50 pounds working with me, and we are not done yet. We are still continuing to progress. As all my squad know, when you work with me, it's an ongoing lifestyle. I love helping you achieve your goals, but even further than that, go beyond where you thought you could go. So not only do you achieve your goals, you learn how to maintain it and continue to progress working one-on-one with me. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Lakin. What did she do in order to lose over 50 pounds? The number one thing is to admit that she needed help. She reached out to me, signed up at fitwithanjuli.com, and then we started talking about her goals before I started working on her plan. So sometimes it's just admitting that you actually need help in order to take that first step forward. You really don't have to do it on your own. Number two, from there, I wanted to get a better understanding of what her current lifestyle was like in order to fit her plans around her. So the second part of this is looking at her nutrition currently. We decided to do an if it fits your macros flexible dieting approach. So I give meal plans, but I also give calories and macronutrients so that she could fit in foods that she enjoyed in order to achieve her goals. When it comes to following, say, a one-page diet plan that you absolutely hate and you've cut out all the foods that you love, you're never going to actually get the results that you want because chances are you can't adhere to it for long enough to actually see the desired results. So it is important that you learn how to eat the foods that you love so that you can do this as a lifestyle, not just a short-term phase that you then can't continue on afterwards. Number three, training. It's important to factor in exercise that you actually enjoy. When you work with me, you can choose between gym or home workouts. Lakin likes to do other forms of exercise, such as pole fitness. So I needed to create her a plan that was going to enable her to recover well enough to be able to still do pole and get results. So depending on the week, she'll do between 4 or 6 workouts, and they are weight focused because she likes going to the gym. So we focused on gym workouts alongside pole fitness, enabling her to not only lose fat, but also build muscle, get stronger, and be able to recover in time to continue other things outside of the gym as well. Number 4, we really focused on sleep, sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night, because of course sleep plays a massive role in our hunger hormones and overall well-being. It's much easier to stick to your nutrition and to stay in a calorie deficit if you are doing all the little things that help manage your hunger, such as getting in enough sleep so that your hunger hormones such as ghrelin and leptin are under control. You might find that if you have a really bad night's sleep, you're more hungry the next day. It's not you going crazy, it is just the way the body works and the hormones that are impacted by a lack of sleep. Number 4, drinking enough water. Now, this is something that is going to vary from person to person. Lakin has a job in which she can't drink a lot of water because she'll need to go to the bathroom, of course. So we just focused on her staying hydrated throughout the day. How much water someone needs is going to vary based on the individual requirements. Number 5, keeping up an overall movement. So you've probably heard me say this many times before, but setting a step goal and having a step counter can be a really good way to accurately monitor how much movement you're doing across the week, across the month, but also to keep your average calorie burn quite consistent over time. So I'm not saying that we're setting a step goal in order to, lose fat or to burn a certain number of calories, but I am saying that having a consistent step count across a period of time gives us a really good understanding of an average calorie burn over time. I like to set a step goal of 10,000 steps per day when my goal is fat loss, and that is what Lakin aimed for as well. Sometimes doing more, just depending how busy she is. But if I'm in a build phase, for example, my steps can decrease down to 8,000 like they are currently, or sometimes even down to 6,000. Number 6, accountability. Doing this on your own can be 1, really lonely, but also 2, quite overwhelming. Having someone to hold you accountable to your goals is a massive part in why so many of the Anjuli Fit Squad actually get the results that they want and that they couldn't get on their own. My clients, including Lakin, check in with me every 2 weeks, and we also have monthly group coaching calls which enable them to connect with myself as well as other women all around the world on a similar journey as them. In this case, it enables you to actually be able to learn from others' mistakes, learn from their highs, learn from their lows. And it makes you feel much less alone than when you're on your journey doing something like I was when I started out with no one around that I could connect with. It just makes the journey a lot more fun and kind of normalizes the behaviors like, eating well, working out consistently, tracking your steps, monitoring your nutrition. These things can sometimes be deemed as unusual to anyone else that isn't on a fitness journey. So it really makes you feel like you're on the right track on your fitness journey when you're surrounded by other like-minded individuals. And it's something that I didn't have, and something that I really wanted for the Anjuli Fit Squad was that community. You also get access to my members only Facebook community, which is really cool to connect with other women all around the world. And I've seen some of the squad even go for hikes together or support one another at, WBFF competitions. I know Skylar from the squad came to cheer me on at my competition in Atlantic City, New Jersey as well. So that was pretty cool. Something else I'd like to add to this is you can have the best plan in the world tailored to you and your goals, but if you don't actually take action on it, you're never going to get the results that you want. It's like signing up to the gym, but never going. So when you sign up to work with me, it is really important that you actually check in with me so that you can stay accountable. Also connect with the other women in the squad so that they can hold you accountable to your goals too. I think some of the key character traits that I notice in those that are successful on their fitness journeys to those that aren't is those that take accountability and responsibility for their actions. Being self-aware of, knowing whether or not you have stuck to the habits that you said you would and how much work you are actually putting in to achieve your goals. Because if you're someone that is not getting the results that you want week in and week out, and you say like, oh, I'm doing everything, but you actually were to reflect on how you've been for the past 4 weeks by, say, looking at a habit tracker, which I of course give the squad, then you realize like, oh, actually every weekend I've gone out, every Friday night I've had drinks, maybe you haven't been meal prepping, maybe you've only hit your steps 20 out of 30 days, maybe you've skipped a few workouts here and there. It's really important that you actually hold yourself accountable and are self-aware as to what habits you are being consistent with. And a really good way to do this is through habit tracking. So this is why I provide the squad with habit trackers. I have an 8-week habit tracker and a 90-day habit tracker so that you can track all the 5 key habits in order to reflect on how you've been doing with them. So each week I like to encourage you to, reflect on your habits, look at what hasn't gone quite so well, why didn't it go quite so well, and how you can improve for the week ahead in order to make sure that from week to week you're getting better and better each time. Because when you nail the habits, the results take care of themselves. Yes, you can't control when the measurements go down. Yes, you can't control when the scales go down, but you can control your actions each day and reflect on them each week in order to make sure that you're making the most of each month and the year as a whole. There are 6 months left of this year and you can totally transform in that time, but you need to get a plan in place. You need to have someone to hold you accountable, and you need to be self-aware of the actions you are taking each day in order to achieve your goals. If you are someone that is feeling so lost, whether you're a beginner or whether you've been on your journey for a while and you just haven't gotten the results that you want, I would absolutely love to help you. Sign up at fitwithanjuli.com. I'll send you an email about your goals and we can get started working together today.